Hi, everyone. This is Jackie. And in case you don't know me and you're watching this as a part of Carla's team, I just want you to know who I am. And that is, I'm Jackie Geisinger. I live in Minnesota, and I am the Regional Leadership Development Director for the United States English-speaking market. There are 10 other sales managers, and they represent the Hispanic market. So just so you know, kind of like who is this person, Jackie, if you're hearing from me for the first time or you're emailing, you're getting messages from me. So I wanted to do this gathering today, one, to kind of give you an update on what the home office is doing to support your team, just kind of have a little Carla time and update time, and then be able to give you the joy of connecting and what do we have for you to support you with training, coaching within our region. There's a huge platform of support. You are never alone. This is a big community in our region. We're very connected. We're very informed. There's always training no matter who your leader is, where you live, everything. So we're going to do a Carla update. We're going to do the regional update. And then I just truly wanted to have time to fill in the gaps of what you need right now. In any gaps or voids that you have from training, getting clarity. I just wanted you to feel close and connected and know that you're not out there floundering, okay? So you've got me, you've got we, and we're gonna stick together. So that being said, just again, we're gonna do a little intro because I don't really know everybody's exact details, where you live, all of that history. So everybody who's here live, we're just gonna do a little bit of who you are, how long you've been in Jaffra, how did you join Jaffra or know Carla or anything like that. And then if there's any particular goals or needs you have, so that, again, we take our time today for joining our Carla community. So I appreciate all of you live. And again, I wanted to record this so we can share this for everyone to be able to join us and stay together on Carla's team. So that being said, let me first do my intro and then we'll meet everybody live. So again, I'm Jackie Geisinger. I actually started Jaffra when I was 18. I went to a party. My mom gave my name to someone in the month of June that summer after I graduated from high school. I worked in a cosmetics department. Short story, I loved fashion, I loved beauty. And my mom gave my name as a referral, so I always ask for referrals if you want a quick training tip. And this woman called me every single week, all summer, not pushy, just invited me to a Jaffra party. So I will always tell my story and hope you get some training from it, by the way. So I'm very do and teach at the same time. So she hosted a weekly party at her house. Lo and behold, she caught me at a weak moment all the way in September. All my friends had gone to college except one of my best friends and myself. And I'm like, okay, finally, I'll come. I always gave her permission. She'd say, do you mind if I call you back? Well, it happened. I went. I had a facial on one half of my face. I struggled with good skin. I had terrible skin. I wore a lot of makeup to cover it up. And that was it. I bought my kit for $95 that day. 1981, out the door I went. And 38 years later, my short story of my career path is I paid my way through college with this. I did an internship and just sold Jaffra the final semester of my college career. And I wrote my own internship program with Jaffra. It was the first time direct selling had ever been done in the 80s as an intern. And that was when my decision was made. And I knew I'd do this as a career, part-time or full-time. I'd get into interviews and I'd be like talking Jaffra out of my nose. And they're like, why aren't you doing that? I'm like, oh boy, I don't think I got the job. So I did end up doing Jaffra alongside part-time jobs for a few years, trying to flounder and find myself. But I held weekly team meetings. I did 2 to 5 parties every single week. And it started making a lot of money. I earned my first trip to Maui the year I graduated from college and just decided, I saw everybody and I went, oh my gosh, this is pretty cool. And I loved entrepreneurship. So I also started a fitness club on my own. I started my own weight loss program, or health and diet it was called, and I sold franchises plus owned one. I owned a spa beauty salon way back before their time of being spas and cool, groovy places like they are today. And I loved empowering women. I loved helping them look great, feel great, and giving them their own businesses. And it became a full-time career. My husband and I sold all of our companies. We had 2 little babies along all that busy, crazy stuff because I was running 4 companies, selling franchises, plus doing Jafra. And lo and behold, my husband stayed home full-time. My son was 2 at that time, and we became a 6-figure income with Jafra. I did that for that career for 19 years. And then Jafra said, please come here and teach us how to teach people to do what you do. So with 2 weeks of very mindful prayers and scared to death, I stopped my business and worked for Jafra, and have been doing that now for 19 years as a regional coach, trainer, and mentor. I really work with 250 leaders and future leaders, and just really coach and mentor people to do what I did. I don't know anything better than this in the world. It fits in your existing life. It's the easiest business model out there. I tried them all, and I know this is the answer for those willing to work. You only get out of it what your efforts go into it, but I have loved this journey. I had the privilege along the way to be on trips when I was in the field with Carla, and many of our Jafra sisters and leaders together and friends. We have very great relationships. I then became a regional and always worked with Carla, whether she was in my region or she wasn't. We always connected. She was always that person who would call and tell me what was wrong with Jafra or the mistakes, because she was so good at detail. She was like the detail freakazoid to me, like, oh, good catch. And she had a different view. And I loved, loved, loved that about Carla. And when she would get mad, she'd be like, okay, I need you to help me and bring me down off the top of the fence. And so she helped me. I helped her. We had an amazing relationship. She was a person in the last few years, because she was now officially in my region when I had the whole United States. And she was just a person. She said, let me help this person, let me help that person. So we were a wonderful give and take relationship. I knew her very well. I had the privilege to talk to her the Friday before she passed. And I just know the joy in her heart of Jafra, the joy in her heart from each of you. We talked a lot about you last year. We coached a lot, almost weekly last year. And I know last January, she had the biggest sponsoring growth in the United States. And she grew her passion like I've never seen Carla, even in the midst of chaos with that stupid computer stuff we had to go through. She just believed in each and every one of you. And she worked from her heart. She believed in you. She wanted you to go as fast as she saw you succeeding. And I'd be like, calm down, calm down. But she saw you all being at the top, and the potential she saw in each of you. So I know on her behalf today, nothing is making her dance happier than us coming together today and the belief she has in each of you. And I know I'm here to carry that forward alongside each and every one of you. So I know my story was a little longer, but I wanted you to see who I am, our connection, the connection that I've had with Carla, honestly, my entire career. She was in Jafra a long time with me, whether we were enjoying the trips together or we worked together in our coaching and mentoring. The respect we had together was amazing. She's left a big void in our region, in my personal heart, but I know it's a celebration of what we do forward that will matter to her most. So I thank you again for joining me. I'm going to do my little Carla update from the office, and then I want you all to just share a couple of minutes about you. So we are, FYI, we've had a lot of passings of some of our best leaders in the nation in the last 30 days. We've lost two of our second largest district in the nation, in our market, the English market. Eileen Ellsworth just passed away. Her service is happening in 2 hours in Westlake Village. So she passed away. She's a district director level 3. And we had another district director level 3 in the Hispanic market in New York, just pass away 2 weekends ago as well. So the reason I'm telling you that is this has, of course, led by Carla, starting in December. I love that about her. She's always a lead, and she's not even here. But this has led a really big surgence of what do we do when this happens in our company. We've had, of course, people pass away throughout many, many generations here. We're 62 years old. But this is a surgence happening with a purpose, and I'm really thrilled we're pausing and doing the right thing. There's legalities, because somewhere, if anyone's making 1%, 3%, 11%, 18%, you can't pull that income from them. So we have to check all lineages and make sure if Carla's a 1% anywhere to someone and attached from, missing gaps, we have to make sure that person legally still has that potential. So we have to really dig deep into lineage. We're in a new computer system, so it's not as easy as it used to be. We're trying to figure out this new computer system along the way too. So we're taking a look at that. We also then have to do the right things. We can't just place 90 of you in all sorts of different teams and we don't want to break up lineages. So I've reached to many of you that we found 8 of you that have little mini Jafra families. So that's like so cool to me. It just makes my heart happy. So I just wanted you to know we're taking a look at, again, we're not here to break families up, right? So we have to really look at everything. So we're in a legal state of doing this right. Because imagine Carla had 90. Some of these directors have thousands of people. And so we want to do the right thing for everyone. And it's causing us to create a really good program in Jafra for the future. So you're all pivotal of really something Jafra hasn't paused and been able to do in the right way long-term for the future of the next 60 years at Jafra. So if you feel displaced, you sort of are, but in the meantime, you have me. And then, we'll announce together what we tend to do forward. I'm believing in the next 30 days we'll have those answers, but we'll get there, okay? So bear with us. If you have questions or need me for anything along the way, I'm your go-to for anything else that I can do for company support. In the meantime, my final Carla moments before we open camera and mic is what we did do is down in Dallas, we took there's been some amazing angels, Carla's friends in Dallas who have gone over and helped Randy immensely, work with the apartment, do a lot of cleaning and sorting through Jafra. So we took a lot of the product that she had that her money had invested in. We did a fundraiser. We raised close to $2,000 from those products that we gave to Randy. So because you've got to take care of so many things to legally get him in the financial place. So we did that for his transition of now to where he goes next with his family. So that was all of us sharing Carla love down in Dallas. And so we were really proud to be able to give that to his family, which we know would have been right. That was their finances, and we put that back into Randy. So that was something that I felt was the right thing to do. The second thing, I know Miss Ann will share a little bit, but we also have a GoFundMe for her Nana, as she calls her family, that, is for the memorial service in Michigan, everything that the family is going to do, I guess, in May. So maybe Anna can catch us up on that. But again, there's a GoFundMe for that. So we will continuously off and on continue to push that as a way to support Carla's memory, that her family, her mom and her sisters and family want to do in Michigan. So I thank you, Anne, for doing that, and I celebrate that as well. We'll continue contributing that. Everybody write cards to Carla, and some had picture packets. So we sent that on for the Michigan Memorial while we had the Dallas family and friends of Carla together. So we kind of got a step ahead of that as well. In the meantime, all the memorials that we had, which would be like some recognition gifts that Carla had, some of the pins and collectibles that Carla had, I divided them into 8 piles and sent them to all of you who had little mini Jafra teams, because I felt that's what Carla would do with them, to give you momentums of what leadership was about and growing Jafra seeds. And so you all should have your packets. I'm just missing Sandra Weber's address, but I'll get that and send hers. It's been on my kitchen table, so we'll get that to her. But you all should have had a little packet. It was what I wanted to do with what she had sitting there to grow her teams, which was her passion. So I'm done talking. I just wanted to let you all as a team hear who I am, in case you go, who's this lady? I am Jafra, just like you. I've walked in every shoe you've been in, from getting your kit to wanting to do something, to not wanting to do something, to loving the products, to who I am today and the support that you have from your Jafra family. So I'm going to be quiet. Now, I just love for those of you here, if you can just introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, how did you kind of come into Jafra, a little bit of your little 1 to 2 minute story, and then is there anything in particular that you have as questions, and nothing's a silly question, before I show you the support and share any ideas you might need. But I want to know your needs, not serve mine. So, all right, here we go. And you were first on. Are you okay to go first talking?
Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm Angie Warner. As most you'll see, I am Angie on Facebook. I live in northern Michigan, where I just got 4 inches of ice on my driveway. Not fun. No snow to cover it either. So, and I'm on a hill. So that's going to be fun going to Gaylord tonight. I came into Jafra, let's see, March 17th of 2017. I hadn't done anything really. I had met Carla in a group, a networking group, and we hit it off because she's from East Jordan, which isn't really too far from Sheboygan, where I'm at. And we started talking about where, you know, living in Michigan, because I'm not originally from here, and differences, that sort of thing. And we just connected. And she sent me samples, and it was the Royal Jelly Milk Balm Advance that got me. Had to have it. So she was like, okay, well, you can get it, you know, for a percentage off if you join. So that's how I ended up joining Jafra with Carla. And then after she passed, my boyfriend, I've had a lot of changes in the last year. I got divorced from my husband and single mom. I started working outside the home, and with 3 teenagers, it wasn't going so well. Plus, I homeschool those 3. They're my youngest 3. I have 6 total.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? What's your oldest? What's your youngest?
My oldest will be 31 in May. And then I have a, let's see, 31, 27, 19, 14, 13, and my youngest just turned 11. So there's 20 years between the oldest and the youngest.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, a little crazy. But we're a stay-home family. It's kind of an adjustment. The kids now have just started going to their dads on the weekend, and it's giving me time to really look at Jafra. And my boyfriend and I were discussing it, and he's like, well, why don't you just take and bank your income tax return and work solely on your Jafra business? He said, because personally, I know a lot of six-figure income earners in the industry, not just in Jafra, but industry-wide. And I've known them long before they became a six-figure earner. He's like, stop them and learn what they did and then do it. And I'm like, okay. So I decided that, this year would be dedicated to Carla, and I am going to go as far as I can. I said at the beginning, $1 million this year. Gotta earn $1 million. And that's what I've decided for the year.
I love that. So I have goosebumps. That's so cool. I remember being in the day that I said, this is it. And it was 18 months later, I was a district director, promoted my first district director. I sold all my businesses. My husband came home, and actually my husband was still running them. And I just said, I'm done. This is crazy. So I walked away from the businesses. My husband ran them for 1 more year. And I said, give me 1 year and watch what I do. And we sold everything. He stayed home. My son's now 23 and my daughter's 30 to be. And he's been home ever since. I mean, I was corporate after that, little after that, but it's belief, number one, that belly aching decision, number two, and everything I did was for my kids. I wanted them to see they don't have to have 8 jobs to survive. They don't have to say yes to someone else's dream. So I love that, Ange. That is like so incredible. So let me ask you this before we go over to Miss Rebecca. What is it that you most feel to head towards that dream you'd have to learn?
How to stop internalizing the no's. It stops me. I have a really bad anxiety disorder. And that no is like crippling. My chair is falling. The no's are really almost crippling to me. So it's getting beyond, taking it personally. And I'm really lucky because my boyfriend has been a big help. In fact, we're getting ready tonight to go. When we go to Gaylord, we're going to his mom's birthday party. And there's 3 or 4 other women. They all want samples.
Oh, so cool.
So he's like boosting, business for me. And he's been really, a help on pushing me to get beyond the, fear. But yeah, that's my biggest thing I need to learn is just push beyond the fear, get outside of my comfort zone and just go for it.
Good. Well, the key is you can't get out of the comfort zone unless you get uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So that's called practice, right? And action leads to practice. So I love that. And it's working from the heart, not the head, right? So you're on the Smart Start WhatsApp group, right?
Yes.
Okay, my post today is for you.
Okay. So
look at what's on there. One of my favorite posts or quotes that I posted there today. And actually, I'm gonna kind of lead you where things are, because everybody has one thing that we most have to focus on. And I'm gonna kind of marry my experience to each of you in a separate way, because I have a feeling, anybody else relate to Angie right now? That was me, okay, I get it. And it's becoming so you just do it daily that you don't even think about it anymore, right? So here I am, I haven't had a business in 19 years. I don't even think about it anymore because I did it so often, it's just simple for me. But I don't have a business, but I had to get through that. So when you go to Smart Start Sunday, which I'll show you again in case you're watching this recording, most of you know where things are that are here today live. But I will show you all on camera how to find things really easy for training and support. Week 4 of Smart Start Sunday is absolutely, we could train on it forever, but there is a study guide in week 4. It's actually your study slides because we could never do it all in 1 hour on a Sunday night. But that study guide I put together because those, I think there's about 15 pages of how to overcome that fear. If you print those pages, and they're all on Facebook group, which I'll show you where at the very end, please, please, please print them. And every day you have to train your brain, okay? As a CEO, you have to block training time. I love what you said, Angie. I'm out there, I'm studying, I'm going to interview. If I could tell you how I got to the top of this company when I was in the field, I was #1 in the nation for 5 years, which is when Jafra finally said, get off the front cover and get in this business and this company. We need you. That's not a brag. That's the truth of what overcoming those obstacles were. And the reality was that I literally had brain training. So I never missed a call. Many of you are on everything. Stay there. I don't care. I walked away and I said, I want one thing I take away from everything I attend. You can't make a list and never look at your notes. One thing, when you go to a training, what's the one thing I took away today and I can put into action? That's disciplined training to be a millionaire, okay? Just one. So versus going, I already know this, I'm multitasking. No, go take one. That's one thing. Second thing is that if that's the subject blocking you, you Google, you take Jafra training, and you do it until you undo that block. You can't go any further till that little thing's removed, okay? And it feels like a monster, but it's not, okay? Number 3 is, so you attend everything, but you block that brain time every week. To this day, I can tell you every Monday morning, I train my brain 2 to 4 hours every Monday morning. So if you go, how does she know these words? How this inspiration? You know what? I've never stopped learning that technique. I learned it because I studied millionaires. I read every book. I interviewed. When I was in the field in Jafra, I looked in the monthly action that it's called now. It was called many other things years ago. I would take that book, and whoever was the hottie toddy, I don't care English or Spanish, I would call them and say, can you give me 15 minutes to pick your brain? I'll probably teach you one thing, but I want to be you. And I never stopped. I don't care if it was Jafra or someone else. I love that. You all have the internet. I didn't have that in the 80s and 90s, but that plethora, like you're saying, Angie, brilliant. Develop you by learning, okay, that doesn't work for me, but this does. I got one thing from her, right? So brilliant to what you're doing, but I want you to always know where's the resources in Jafra. The study guide for week 4, Smart Sharing, is amazing. And it tells in there how to give sachet samples and get results, okay? Versus just giving things and you have no follow-up. That's the weird part. That's when it feels like you don't know a system. We train you how to do that, okay? So anyway, love, love, love it. Thank you, Angie. Great story. By the way, Miss Ann, who's with us, lives by you in Michigan. She's the phone number there. Write down her phone number on that screen. You guys have to connect. She is, she'll speak in a minute, but she's Carla's niece, and she is in Michigan by you. So you guys can get together. She's doing amazing and wants to grow too. So just so you know how close you are, okay? So very cool. Okay, Miss Rebecca. Thank you, Angie. Take it away, Miss Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi.
Rebecca Gaitan. I am from Waco, Texas. I started with Jafra in May of 2013. So this year in May will be 6 years.
Oh, cool.
My sponsor, I got close to Carla actually more because I worked more with Carla. We attended together the women's conference in Irving, I think a few years ago, and I really enjoyed working with her. Attended the Austin National Conference a few years ago with her too, and I really enjoyed it. I really like doing, I've kind of slowed down some because of my job, but I want to actually start doing more. And I want to, how can I say, I just want to concentrate actually on doing more Jafra because I have grandchildren now, so I want to spend more time with them.
And what is your job?
I am a certified nurse assistant.
Ah, God bless you. During
Yes.
Caregivers Month, God bless you.
Thank you.
So, and so how do you see, because some of you might relate to this again, listening to the recording or being here, how do you see fitting Jafra into your existing life?
Right now, I would say the majority of my clients are either my coworkers, family, or even some of my patients. So
Excellent.
I have Jafra pretty much like all over my clinics. So people come in and that's how I get their attention.
Excellent. So what more, you say you want more, what is more?
More is, I want to build a team. I had a team and I was so close to manager, and I guess because I didn't have time with my job, I didn't really make enough time and with my team to set up meetings, and our schedules kind of conflicted with each other, so we didn't really get to meet a lot. But that's what I want to do. I want to grow a team, really.
Cool. Very good. So building a clientele along the busy way, right? You've got your website, you've got 24/7
Right.
social media. And then again, just like Angie was saying, samples and catalogs. Everywhere you go, intentionally being prepared to build a clientele. Along the way, inviting people to do the same. Keeping it that simple, right? We're not hunters. I need you to join, right? We're farmers and we just plant seeds. And if it's their time, like it was for all of us with different needs, great. We just water that and love them. Remember, the 5th time you invite people, follow up is the magic to this business. You know, and having a clear goal is really important. So I love that. So it's like, you know what? We're all coming back to clear goals this year. When you have a clear goal, you start to intentionally take action. If you go, I don't know what I really want, we flounder. We all do it. We go in seasons of time of floundering, which isn't really fun, because then you're thinking, Jafra, more than you're doing it. Truly, when you have clear goals and you start to just map out that income producing activities, or you plan to do it to align to your goals, it's actually joyful, right? So it becomes fun and you can plant those seeds. But remember, the 5th time you contact someone is when 80% of the yeses happen. So sometimes we fear the no because they said no the first or second time. 3% of people respond yes on the 2nd or 3rd little seed planting, right? You don't even get double digit till the 5th time. So, but it's seed planting, not over 5 years' time. It's like, I'm going to plant a video. I'm going to plant a sample. I'm going to just follow up. I'm going to invite you. And the 5th time, 80%. So and we train on that on week 4. But I love your goals and I love the passion of building that team. Do you know how many consultants are still on your team, Rebecca?
I have none right now.
Okay, cool. Do you still have contact with the ones who used to be here?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So the cool thing is everybody has a clean slate because Jafra has spent 5 years remodeling this Jafra house, right? So it's a time to say everything's new, and it really is. We've changed the image, the brand. We have made ourselves the brand Royal Jelly Company, not by a hero product like it used to be, that milk balm. Now it's line after line, from color to skincare, the rage of the marketplace, to a new compensation plan that people are making already 300% more income with teams than they were over the last 62 years. We just had the biggest month ever in our history of 62 years of more district manager 3s and directors than ever in our history, because we changed the compensation plan to make more money and to grow to leadership faster with 3 ways to cars. We have 5 cash bonuses for leaders we've never had, and faster, and doubled the payout of our leaders. No company does that. They usually cut. We actually multiplied more money than ever in our time. So It's a time to re-invite anyone who's ever been or heard of Jafra again, ever, and to spam the world and be proud that Jafra is so different and unique from our new product line to our new compensation plan. And this computer backside will become in this next year. We've got the app here, but this thing's going to know your weight every day. We got another year of perfecting the computer and the app. You watch a year from now how this thing's going to be the groovy, crazy thing. We all have dogs, don't worry. So I know. It's like I always do. I'm like, oh my gosh, they can hear everything in my house. Or my husband's flushing the toilet next door, right? So it's like, oh my gosh, I'm on camera. So anyway, but I love it. So be proud, everyone. It's not about if they say yes or no. It's about your pride, the joy of inviting them to be more beautiful or to live more beautifully, a little bit or a lot of it. If they don't want it, it's okay. Who else do you know who might? I'm building a team. I'm proud of this business. I want this to be my business. And I'm looking for people who need more joy, more beauty, more time in their day, more time with their grandkids. They want to be at home with their kids. They want to weave this into their existing life because they're busy. No one said they have to have more hours. They can do it along the way, like you're doing, Rebecca. So think of how we invite people from here. It's their choice, not ours. We're just a solution to beauty and income if they want us. Okay. That's all it is. I know that sounds simple, but it is that simple, right? So, Love it. Thank you so much for telling your story. All right, Miss Richardson, beautiful girl. You're next. Take it away.
So I'm also in Texas like Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
And Jackie, thank you for everything you do. I want to make sure I appreciate everything you put out there. I've been with Jafra since November of 2008. So I have been 10 years. I started with another company selling jewelry. I enjoyed that, but wanted something different. Had been a personal user for years. Met Carla online because she always sprinkled those seeds we were talking about, right? She's always present online forums, and her presence was known. I was living in Kansas, as a matter of fact, when I heard of Carla. And I said, well, I want to try this Jafra thing. And I tried the product, loved it, and been super happy with it since. I have a 22-year-old daughter. I'm kind of like Angela over here. I have 5 kids, blended family of 5. Jafra's been with me through divorce, remarriage, graduating kids into college. And I'm recently a full-time student at the University of Incarnate Word here in San Antonio. I'm lucky enough to step back to part-time with my job because my hubby's so supportive. And so I can actually focus on my Jafra business. And that's kind of my challenge is when I'm in school full-time and working part-time. It's like my challenge is how do I fit it in? So I'm overcoming that now. I'm sprinkling and putting those seeds out there to always be prepared with catalogs. Scheduling social media posts has been helpful. So when I do have that time, go ahead and schedule the entire month so I don't have to be on there all the time. I just got another team member. I mentioned it to Jackie that I didn't realize I had till I looked at the app and saw, well, who is this person in my contacts? I don't know who she is. And sure enough, I checked my reports online and there she was. She signed up January 29th. So cool. I have to reach out to her. But so I got a little small team just outside of San Antonio here and looking to grow into management and district is my goal.
Awesome. Very cool. So I love it. Again, it's just learning to be conscious when you're in school. I remember being in college, and this was before the internet, and I would take a catalog. I always go to class early. This was a dumb tactic, but it worked. I never left my home without buttons, anything that said Jafra, my backpack. I'm just being when I was 18, so we're talking a long time ago. But I never went without it. And if I had to do a presentation in any kind of class, I did Jafra. I remember sponsoring my accounting teacher. I remember doing my marketing presentations was always on Jafra. anything I did was about Jafra. And I didn't even know Jafra. Back then, I had to pay to call the 800 number. I didn't even know my manager. I was transferred 3 times, but I loved the business and I thought it was so brilliant, right? And I love cosmetics and it naturally grew, right? So, but I remember I'd sit in class early and I'd take out my books and I would just look through them. And every time, I don't know a woman who doesn't love makeup, skincare, spa, fragrance, right? Or you just like, oh, that smells good, right? I don't know, but women are women. They just love stuff, right? So when I think of college, I'm laughing because I'm like, oh my gosh, we had a table outside the bookstore for free every Friday. And I partnered with all of the sororities and fraternities, and we just exploded. So while you're in college, are you online or on campus?
Online, and I will be starting on campus as well because it's an accounting degree. So yeah.
Cool. I have in Facebook I wrote this, if you can believe it, I wrote an entire program for Jafra in 1999 on how to build at college. It still applies today, except you have the value of online. So go into Facebook under files and you'll see my college training course there. It's 100 ways to build at college. So it's pretty groovy, cool. But there's just, wherever you are in your life, I know there's a homeschoolers group that is a really rich networking group, from CNAs, huge group and community, to being in college. Oh my gosh, the one thing I did without knowing it was, I think I'm just a natural marketeer and my passion was just always raw and real, that literally, I look back at college, I was doing Saturday meetings by my pool in college with my team and future consultants every Saturday between 9 and 11 in the morning. Didn't know what I was doing. There was no training. There was nothing. And built a district. I left college as a DM2 and didn't even know what the heck I was doing. So I just did parties because I wanted everybody to have a royal jelly. Like, how can you be a woman without royal jelly, right? So it just grew organically. So pause and don't overthink. Pause and just look what's around you, like Angie's doing today at her party, and just do that and sprinkle. It's literally Jafra's mantra this month is really this. It's literally not joking. I used to send seeds in the mail to my new consultants and in a welcome letter. It's so funny. This is old school, new school. And just say, welcome. This business is about planting seeds of beauty and business options for those who need it and are looking for solutions. That simple. So you're in the perfect, I hope you're seeing how it just fits in and not feeling like, here's what I have to do. I have to recruit, I have to sell. No, enjoy. It's a gift, just like it was a gift to you. From here to your financial freedom in your life. So if you can never say the wrong words to the right person, ever, never. Don't get stuck in your head and this. Just be authentic and share a gift. So put everything in gift bags and say, I have a gift today from my company, or I've been given a challenge from my company to find 10 skin testers. When was the last time you treated your skin to a spa facial, a royal facial? I can only select 10 women. Would you like to be one of my 10? And you tell me, it's free. It's a skin test. Do you have some skin goals, right? I get to show 10 women. I've been challenged by my company to show 10 women the new Jafra business model. Would you like to be my practice for my business presentation? Just practice and give me feedback and tell me what you think of the new rebuild plan. Be in practice. Do you know I did a practice party every month? Because I had a new theme party every month. And you know I train you on that every month. Every month in the book. This month, I think I gave you 16 different theme parties, my last training meeting of January. For this month, only this month, limited, hurry, 5 openings only. Here's my new theme party. Come be my guest at mine. Could be online, could be on Zoom, could be in a room if you like to host parties at your house. My basement was, and I know you all don't have basements, but I think most of you are in the Midwest, we have basements. Or in Texas, you guys have basements. So I used to have a training center. Oh, you don't? Okay. I kept thinking you do. I know the South or the West doesn't, but I didn't realize you don't. But I used to have a party room all set up when I lived at home after college at my mom's. I had her dining room table. Every Thursday night was a weekly party at my house. Because following up with people I don't have time for. I never had time. I was running 4 companies, 2 babies, and doing Jafra 5 days a week. So I needed a place to invite people. If you don't have that, go to a Panera. Find a back room at a Starbucks. You can do back of the hand. You don't have to do full on. But it's easier to have a place to invite people than to keep following up and trying to fit into their life. So remember how I was sponsored? Referrals. The lady at the party who did the party had note cards, and if you gave 3 referrals, she gave a sample away. You have samples everywhere. $2 sachet cards, travel sizes. 3 names. The only thing she asked is if you warmed them up and let them know, text them right then and there, why you gave their name away and what you loved. Okay? So referrals are a big deal. Who do you know that? And whether you give them a trial set, a sachet card for inviting people to be a client, a hostess, or a consultant really matters. That's how I got here. Number 2, social media presence is all of you connecting to Carla. So let's learn from that, right? Carry that forward. Number 3 was remember how I also got here. This woman had a party every week. If she would have called me and asked me to book a party, I would have never been in Jafra. Never. Promise you. But because she had a weekly party, I was comfortable going to something, but I didn't want to book something. I didn't know Jafra yet. If she would have called me and spammed me to join, I would have absolutely been turned off. But remember, experiencing the product and the opportunity together is your biggest way to multiply. The product sold me at hello. I looked in the mirror and went, are you kidding me right now? I could see it. And that was it. I'm smart. I'm not going to pay retail when she just told me for $95, I could have half price. And if I just shared it with one person, AKA my mother, I'd never pay a dime. I was an 18-year-old college student. So, oh my gosh, right? But she was smart. Bring a friend, get a gift. Right? So I had a friend. I got a free eyeliner when I got there out of her gift basket. So I'm going to use everything we're saying to make us wiser today. You're all training each other right here. Okay? So, all right. Next, Miss Ann, are you able to talk, Miss Annalisa? Are you able to unmute, darling, and share with us? We'd love to hear from you. I have you unmuted. Are you okay to talk?
Yes. Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you. Take it away.
My name is Annalisa Chipman. I'm Carla's niece. Can I talk about? I live in Michigan, in Petoskey. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry.
I joined Jafra down in Florida with my Aunt Carla at a conference. Didn't do very much with it then. And then I had someone message me in December of 2017 and tell me about the $19 kit. So I immediately went to my Aunt Carla, and she got me signed up right then and there. And I've been doing Jafra for just over a year straight now. Everything that I do is for her.
Let me pause and brag about her. She has 26 team members in a year, right? So I got the report because I can't grab reports without corporate sending them to me. So I requested Carla's team so we could start to look at who's where, what do we do. And Annalisa has 26 people from last January. So people that joined and then sponsored, and that buy one, get one kit just exploded. So her and Carla worked really close together to build that team. So I just wanted to pause while you catch your breath, and you can just be raw and real and be yourself. We all feel, and we're all here for you. And she's been amazing, by the way. I appreciate her because she contacted me instantly in December when things were happening, kept me close, and or I wouldn't have really known everything. So I also, from my heart, want to say thank you. And she's really taken kind of Carla's shoes and rallied everybody together. And every time we talk, she gives me this idea, like today is because we were talking and I said, wait, why don't we do this? And why don't we come together? So I just want to pause and say thank you, Annalisa, for all that you continue to be. You have Carla in your soul, and we love that, and we feel lucky to be able to carry that together as a team. So I wanted to brag about you, but I wanted to also say thank you back. All right. So, okay. I just gave you a breathing moment, but I really mean that from my heart. So carry on. I'm sorry. Keep going. Thanks.
Thank you. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 4 kids. My oldest is 7. And then I have my 6-year-old who has ADHD and possibly autism. I have a 3-year-old, and I have a 16-month-old. And everything that I do, like I said, is for my Aunt Carla. And I'm pushing harder than I have in the last year just to show her that everything she taught me is going to work.
And she's doing amazing Facebook Live parties, starting to practice. She's taking it on, trying it, and trying to see, how do we do this? What do we do? And it's pretty cool. What is this? You have how many orders in this week so far from your Facebook Live?
It's actually just a Facebook party. It's not even live.
Okay, good. Okay.
And as of about 5 minutes ago, we're at 510 for this one party.
Woo! That's like so cool. I charged her. I said, you need to go figure this out and be our trainer. Like that's rock star, by the way. Right? So imagine having these online parties. You booked as well. I got to brag about her. I'm sorry, but literally you booked like 12 different parties last month to kind of get this ball rolling. When you kind of got deep into your heart, your purpose, your goals, you took it and you just got out there. I watch you on Facebook. You do amazing. I love her creativity. And she's very engaging and very good at this. So definitely we want you all to just watch this model because we're all talking about this. But you just did amazing. And what are you learning as you're getting the bookings, as you're building? Now you're getting the groove. Last month, I think you had a little over 300 from the things you did, but now you're seeing it escalate. Is there anything you're learning along the way you could share with us in tips?
Just to make sure that you have a hostess that is excited and is actually commenting, posting, like trying to engage and get everyone that she invited engaged into the event.
That's cool. You know what? That's a true statement. I see people who say, yeah, I tried Facebook parties, they don't work. Nothing works unless we do, right? Meaning you and the hostess are a partner, and that engagement, social media is engaging, right?
Yeah.
So, and even going live with you and your hostess on an event page, you know, being able to engage and post and talk and have fun. How long are you leaving a party open?
Well, that's really up to the host.
Okay.
I will do anywhere from 4 to 7 days.
Okay,
Um,
excellent.
I make a few posts a day, and then I'll do like a game or just something to get people attracted and get them going and commenting. And I'll have like the host comment or like tag whoever said they were going or interested in the event. Sorry.
Bless
And
you.
then
Mm-hmm.
have like before her party even started, like the first of this month, and this party didn't start until the 4th. The first of the month already had an order in, and it hadn't even started. All I posted was my info.
Excellent. So we're going to watch you continue to build this, and we'll invite you to be one of our trainers on our weekly Tuesdays. Just kudos to you. I'm in awe of what can be done online. You know, with sponsoring parties and selling today. I believe in both, seeing the people and then connecting to people online and engagement. Stories sell, facts only tell. So I love that whole concept that you're doing. So hats off to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So it sounds like we all have kids and grandkids in common as our drive of our time and the purpose that we have to weave Jafra in along our crazy days. So you guys are absolutely all having lots of kids. Oh my goodness gracious. So, but that's the joy that it fits in along the way. I'm going to go take you to just, we're going to take about another 10 minutes and so that we've got an hour recording for everybody. I'm going to show you where to find things in a fast, simple way, okay? Because there's a lot of all the needs I'm hearing today. There's really fast ways to feed your brain and take action, okay? So bear with me. I'm going to just share my screen. All right, let me hop into, I'll show you a quick find in Facebook, okay? There's Lori Alley doing Smart Start. There we go. Okay, bear with me here. Let me go get you what we need. All right, make sure I'm on the right one. Okay, so when you log in, first of all, for you and any of your consultants that you sponsor, it's not made for clients. This is our private group. Most of you are on here, I know that. But what I want you to see is how we're organizing life to be simple, fast finds, okay? Anytime you sponsor someone, please, please, please add them right to this team. Every single week, I send an email to all new consultants in the region. If you sponsored someone, you will get copied on that email, just so you know, okay? I always include you and them. And in there, I invite them to this page. I invite them to the Smart Start Sunday night training. So I do a lot of communication, and I always include you as well. But you may have a team of past consultants. If you do, please try to get them here, okay? Because I can't go back to 15,000 consultants. There's not enough of me. But I always now, from everybody since December of 2018 on, they've all been invited by this welcome letter that I do, okay? So let me just share with you. When you log in here, this is new this year to Facebook, but it's called Units, in case you haven't explored yet. When you click into Units, let me move this little guy over here. Oops, sorry. Okay. When you click into Units, you will see this is where I house the calendar for the month. okay, which I'll show you. I'll close with the calendar. So we have the calendar. Inside of here, we have something called the college courses. I'm like a PhD in cosmetics and direct selling. That is my heart. It has been since I was 16 in the cosmetics department. So I spend a ton of time so you don't have to. I call them college courses when they are packed. It's like getting a 4-year degree in 90 minutes. Okay, so in here, I've done 2 of them in January to kick off the first 6 months of the year. With that, one is called Party Training College Course, and one is called Compensation Plan. If you want to know how to really build business that meet the trends of the market, not the way it was done in 1980, not the way it was done in 1990, not even the way it was done 2 years ago. The market trends change drastically. Because I study every Monday for those hours and hours, I put everything together for you so you don't have to look for the words or the trends of the market. I already know what they are for you, and I do this for you, okay? It's not done by the company, and no other region does it. This is just me and who my brand is to make it easier for you. So here, if you did not go to this training, and even if you did and you forgot what it is, go back. These are going to house here. So if you bring someone in and they want to build the business like you, they want to do parties and they're kind of that, they really want to do the business, I would use these 2 trainings. One, when you see this link, okay, these are the links to the recording, webinar recording or the link. Here are the slides. These slides, I have them printed, and I still, before I go live on Facebook, before I do training, I go back in and I reread these 2 courses and I highlight slides that adapt to my story of the day. They are power-packed with what is needed in the marketplace from businesses, clubs, organizations, sponsoring, selling product, offering parties, okay? So it's all in there, all right? So if I could say, go to school for 2019, it's right there. You will feel confident and not worry about a no, because you're in the know, K-N-O-W. I really mean that from my heart. That's where confidence comes from. Next, the 3rd unit is Training Tuesdays. So you will see here, look at this entire training. When you get lost, here's what we have. This is what I send the new consultants, so you could see it. This is what we have when you're a leader and you need help on what do I do for recognition newsletters. I actually gave you a template. You never have to make anything up. I take the best of the 25 people I coach every week and use their ideas and make a template for all of you to use. So you don't ever have to wonder, how do I do anything? We have it. We have, if you want information on what's the movement that we're talking about in February, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on. But there's training for everything in here. So this is where I train leaders and future leaders. That's what my Tuesday trainings are for, okay? So you're welcome to any of this, either live or we store it in the library. It's either the recording or the slides. If you want to print and watch and that's how you learn, do that, okay? Whatever is best for you. Or maybe you got on, you were like, that was so good. Go back and get the slides and print what you need. Okay, so I keep everything organized in one folder on my desk. So I have everything right here. I'm never disorganized. Every person in my team that I coach is right here. And I have my calendar. So organization is important. Okay, the next thing we have is Unit 4 is, look at, there you are, Miss Richardson. You have tutorials and tech tips. Anything you need, we're going to build this, okay? Then down here, Lori's building all, where do I go get the brochures that I could share? Blah, 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 blah. It's all here in Unit 5. After we record Sunday night Smart Start, which is where, when you sponsor, you put those new consultants into Sundays, which I'll show you on my calendar as we close. We're going to have a Smart Start unit with the 4 recordings. I made 4 mini modules. We have 4 long ones with real people. We have the 4 weeks of slides with the study guides. And we have all of the tools, the workbooks, everything we train from. They will all be in one unit. So you don't have to go, where did I see that? Where is that? It's all right here. Okay? We won't do that until this next week, but there will also be your Smart Start Sunday, which is core training. Okay? So as I close, let me get out of here. All I wanted to just show you was your plethora of support. Most of you may know this because I see many of you very actively engaged, but in case you don't, and you're listening to this recording, this is what you have in support. So this is my monthly regional calendar that's in the first unit, okay? What I want you to see in this calendar is blue is your regional training. So when you look at the calendar over in the left side, is blue is regional. So Sunday nights is a 4-week Smart Start training. Most of you have been there, but you go week 1, 2, 3, and 4. When you sponsor, you plug your new consultants in there and you let our leaders train them. You don't have to feel overwhelmed. I sponsored, now what do I do? Okay? You will get the email when you sponsor with what they need to do, and you just review that email with them. There's a workbook in there that is the toolkit that you use to help them succeed. Okay? Then there is the links to get them into the Facebook group. And we also have you in our WhatsApp Smart Start group. Okay? So this is where you, when you need a refresher course, the topics are always the same. Smart Start, Smart Money. Then we have Smart Tools and Smart Sharing. So this is for you to get renewed and refreshed, but really when you sponsor, where they go get their training. There's also training in Be Beautiful at jaffaroyalty.com in the far right tab called My First Steps Webinars. But this is where it's live people. If they can't make it and they need the recording, they can choose that if they can never do Sunday nights. I don't prefer recordings. I love live because when they have Q&A, we can help them. We will not record every Sunday night anymore. We've made short minis like modules from me or long ones with people engaged. That's a backup plan if they can't attend, okay? Next, Tuesdays in red. When you are earning a trip, if you are dedicated to earning Orlando or Los Cabos, or you have questions what that is, those are on Mondays. It's only for trip attendees, okay, that you're committed to earning that right now. That's why it's called Magic Monday about Orlando. And you choose 8 a.m. or 5 p.m. Pacific. So you would adjust that to Central or Eastern time. That is a networking group. And you are in a specialized WhatsApp group again, okay? In brown is where I will be in the region. I'm nowhere this month. That's why there's no brown amber region tour. I am only Zooming this month, okay? In purple is the Jaffra training. So we put in here everything Jaffra has in the calendar so that, and reminders of dates, so you know where to go for Jaffra live webinars and training. In, sorry, let me finish my blue, I apologize. On Tuesdays is Training Tuesday. It's exactly what it says, for leaders and future leaders. It's every single Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific. In the unit, we always put the recording if you can't make it, and we always put the slides if you can't make it. Only if you're ready to promote. I don't want you overwhelmed. If that's not you yet, don't attend. Okay? So you don't want to drive your consultants there if they don't want to build a team right now and go to leadership. It's too much training. Okay? The goal is stay focused on where is the training I need for where I'm at right now. Okay? And the last thing in gray is everything we have to help you build a business. Your goals, your themes for the month, oh my gosh, all of the websites, what do I do in activities, what are the cool holidays in the month, blah, 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 okay? So this is really, again, up on top, what are my IPAs, income producing activities? You can see that across the chart. What would you do every day to run a business that make you the most money? And along the top here, daily social. If you're going to get social, I love what Tatiana was saying about planning and pre-posting. We train on that on the sharing training on Smart Start Sunday. Pre-plan things and post, but we give you ideas, name your day, and be interactive. And that's what this is on the top row, okay? So I just wanted to pause. I wanted to, let me stop my screen here. Again, you can find that, but the resources you need are all in Facebook. They're right there for you. Involve your team so you don't have to be a communication freakazoid. Invite them to go find it, but it's always there for you. Should you need me, you have me on Messenger now. I'm in your chat group. My information's on my calendar. I am here for you as you need me as well. All right. So we'll keep the chat group going. We are always together as a region. I'm always here on WhatsApp when you're in your groups, whether it's Magic Makers for the trip, Smart Start Sunday as consultants and new consultants. Once you're a leader, you'll go to the Amber Region Leader Group and you'll start to move out of some of the other WhatsApp groups. So, but we're a community. So I really wanted today's story to be, we're a we, with or without Carla, we are here. And we're here to help you get your goals and dreams. So I thank you all for joining me live. I'm going to pause before I go in case you have any particular questions. And I will post this recording in the chat group as well for each and every one of you that maybe weren't able to be here. And I will also email it to everyone in Carla's group in case they're not in the chat group. Okay, so any questions before we go today?
I'm WhatsApp challenged.
Okay. Join us on Tuesday, and we're going to record Tuesday. We're going to do the app and WhatsApp, and we're going to teach you some tricks on there, and we'll record it and post it. Okay?
Good. I'll catch the recording Tuesdays, the one day a week I work full time.
That's okay. You can always catch recordings.
Okay.
Okay. So I love that. We get that. I'm trying to find ways to teach it. And in the consultant workbook and on our Smart Starts, we also will have, we have screenshots. If you go into the technology unit, if you go into, hi there, boyfriend.
Hi.
We heard about you and we appreciate your support. So
Thank you.
So anyway, if you go into the technology unit, look in there. Lori did a couple of tips on WhatsApp there. And then if you get stuck, just ask someone to give you a quick call in our little group and they will. It may not always be me because I sometimes can't do everything, but someone will call you and help you. I promise you. That's how they were. That's how Carla was. That's how we all are. Okay? So just do that and we'll be right there with you.
Sounds good.
Okay? So good question. Thank you. Anyone else with questions or comments before we go?
Angie.
Yes.
I live in Tulsa, so I'm very close to you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you can get my number, you can always text me or whatever. I can help you as much as possible. We can even meet up. We can paint the towns purple even.
Awesome.
I love that. If today was about that, oh my gosh, I'm dancing. So cool. So cool. Love that. So, all right, ladies, did today help you in any way, shape, or form? Okay, what's your one takeaway from today? One, main one.
To just keep pushing forward.
Push forward. Love it. Okay, thank you.
Weekly parties.
Ah, I don't care if it's online, on Zoom, in a room, at a Panera. Love it. Product and opportunity, experience, hand, face, anything, sells them. We all fell in love with the product and away we went. Love it. Thank you.
Weekly video posts.
Ah, get in the habit of weekly consistency and pre-post them. We've got all that training in the units. You will love it. Thank you. Love that. Angie, for you.
Looking at it as giving a gift.
Ah, it is a gift. It was a gift to us, right? Let me tell you, being home with your kids, and this is your business, will teach them more than you could ever teach them. The best school I gave my kids was watching how to be self-employed. My kids are amazing at their jobs. They saw hard work. They saw independence and freedom. And they saw being in control of your own life and never having to live a life you don't want to do. And learning how to be kind to people by hearing me back then on the phone. Now they hear me on Zoom all day, 24/7. So relationships, the best gift you could give your kids or grandkids. So it's a movie that is the most important one in the world. So I love that. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you all. Go make it a rock and paint it purple next 2 weeks. And we'll see you on Zoom and in our WhatsApp chat rooms. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.